Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think it's important to have all sides on the table in a discussion, and I will assume that role. I do not in any way dispute that that marker causes pain to some people to look at it. As I said earlier, it should also emote shame to others that this happened in our community. What I get concerned about with is we have, as a society, become very complacent, unfortunately. We feel that, signing a petition online makes us good civic citizens. To wish a veteran, thank you for your service, is sufficient to show your patriotism is not a good situation. The history of this nation, unfortunately, is taught in school in a way that we equate great events with great people. And that this nation has moved forward because of the George Washingtons, the FDRs, the Martin Luther Kings, you name it. That's how we present our nation's history. And that is the wrong way to do it. Because ultimately, in any time that this nation has faced a crisis, or even this community has faced a crisis, it has ultimately been the responsibility of the people sitting in here tonight to say, this is wrong, or this is worth defending. I am going to leave the sanctity of my home, my family, and I am going to fight the fight. If that's standing in line at Gettysburg, 13 inches between ranks and 150 yards, throwing lead at each other, landing on the beaches of Normandy, which we've just celebrated, being attacked by dogs in Water Canyon in Birmingham, Alabama, that's what it has taken to get this nation to move forward. The actions of individuals like people in this room tonight. For me, everything should result in an action. It's not thanking somebody for their service. It's what am I going to do to honor their service? If it's to vote, help my neighbor, volunteer in my community, whatever, it needs to emote an action. The auction block does, and again, I acknowledge it again, create some pain in people, and it should shame in others. And it's sitting in a prominent corner in the city of Fredericksburg today. And it is a jolting experience, or should be a jolting experience, when you come upon it. Slavery is not dead. Injustice is still here. Racism is still here. We still have a ways to go. As a speaker before this council on this issue, actually speaking for its removal, made a mention, and this is a very prominent member of the community who's done a lot for this community, especially with regards to race relations, while saying she wants to see it removed, she also acknowledged that walking by it every day as she was growing up got her angry and got her involved. It created an action. This cannot happen again. What am I going to do to make sure it does not happen again? We need those daily reminders of what we are as human beings are capable of doing and understanding our role as a community to make sure it doesn't happen. In fact, our role to make our community a better community for everybody to be in. And for that reason, I thank everybody here, because we've been able to have a good community discussion on this issue, which will hopefully continue as we move forward. My concern with moving it is when we take something out of its context, we put it in a museum, it becomes the past. It gets a little marker on it and says, this was in Fredericksburg between these years, and this is what it is. You walk in it, it's a curiosity. You walk out, and it's done. The message to us and the need for community service, the need to understand that sometimes it requires sacrifice to achieve the goals we all agree to, is lost. I do believe it needs to be told in the context of the entire story. I do believe we need to do a better job in presenting it to the public, but we have not had those discussions and have not reached that point. We're all trying to get to the same place, a better society, a more egalitarian society, a fairer society. We're just disagreeing a tad bit on how we get there. And for that reason, I would not be supporting the motion. Thank you.